Well, we have a guest with us today, Josh Kingcade. Josh, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Wes. I am Josh Kingcade. I serve as the senior minister at the Preston Road Church of Christ, just down the street from Wes and from SMU, and have been here a little over 3 years. I'm married with three teenagers.
Well, the reason we have you on is to be able to congratulate you publicly. Josh is our first graduate of the CPX program, the Certificate in Preaching Excellence. We've got others who are close and all, but he's the first one to complete it. Your documents in the mail. I think you've already gotten an email version and all. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to have been part of this program and grateful to be first, whatever that means.
Yeah, all the rights and privileges that come with
Yes,
that, they're yours.
yes.
Tell us what you did for the program. So you had to do 4 workshops.
Uh-huh.
What workshops can you remember them?
I can. So the first one was on experiential preaching. The second one was on novel preaching. The third one was on preaching and parables. And the final one was on preaching and trauma.
So that was, let's see, me, Alice McKenzie, Tom Long, and Joni Sankin, right?
Correct. That's correct.
Well, at least 3 really good people and me. I'm not going to ask you to name your favorite while I'm here on screen with you,
Sure.
but I assume you got different things out of each one. Do you want to talk about any of those particularly that sort of grabbed you?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak broadly. Each one offered something different to help enhance my preaching, whether it's talking about the kind of bringing our experience and our hearers' experience to bear on the sermon, whether it was expanding my imagination as I worked on sermons, whether it was something on the parables, which was really about fresh interpretation of text and bringing those to life, or just pastoral sensitivity when it comes to the trauma that people in our audiences, in our congregations are bringing each week when they hear a sermon, and just learning how preaching can connect better with the experience they bring.
So we're a United Methodist school, but this is an ecumenical program. Your Church of Christ. You had to do 3 coaching sessions as well, and that was with an Episcopalian homiletician.
Correct.
And so, who was that, and how did that go?
I was really grateful to get to work with Lucy Hogan, who indeed is not from my tradition. There are a few similarities about our traditions and obviously some differences, but that was part of what was exciting to me, was to work with fresh perspectives
Yeah.
from a veteran coach who not only was a master at the discipline of preaching, but who had practiced it quite a bit
Yeah.
and had written some books about it. So I found the experience to be delightful.
For those who don't know, Lucy Hogan is a retired homiletician who taught at Wesley Theological Seminary for years and years. So we leave it up to the participant and the coach to figure out what they want to do with the coaching session. So that'll be different for other people. But what did you do with Lucy?
We looked at, so there's 3 sessions, and the first session we post-gamed a sermon. The second session we pre-gamed a sermon. And then in the final session, we just did she gave me some trajectories to keep exploring in my preaching growth.
Oh,
so the first session, she had me pick a sermon that I had preached in the last month or so and sent her the link to watch it. And then we talked through ways that her experience might have reshaped that sermon a little bit, and how I could do things like that differently. And so then the next time we worked together on an upcoming sermon of mine. And so what I preached in the pulpit reflected work that she and I had done ahead of time. And then there were just some broad things that I knew would be helpful to my growth, some areas of weakness or growth that I might have, that I asked her to talk through with me broadly. So she did a lot of work. I was very grateful
Good.
for all the work she did to dive into some things and talk through some things with me, give me a recommended reading list moving forward.
Well, good for you and good for her.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, the impact on your preaching. I mean, that's certainly our hope, is that this has some impact. I imagine after the day after you completed the certificate, 3,000 were baptized in your
That
church because
that's it. And the feedback was just overflowingly positive.
no, so in all seriousness, have you noticed your preaching evolve? I mean, one of the mantras that Alice McKenzie has given us at the center is that all preaching can go to the next level.
Right.
So this is not like a remedial program. This is for
No.
people who care about preaching. Everybody can improve. So can you name any ways that you've noticed the impact?
I can name what I hope has been the impact. You'd have to ask the people who hear me each week what they think. I came to this program. I have been in ministry a long time. I have been in preaching ministry a relatively short or smaller
Okay.
part of that. So my previous work was with adult formation, and it had to do with curriculum writing, and very didactic, and clarity was a good goal. And I think that has really helped me in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to the exegetical, interpretational aspects of preaching. But I wanted to move from just explanation to hitting some experience, from getting the information right to stimulating the imagination.
Hmm.
And I think this program has started me on a journey to do that better. So it's not as though I went from a 3 to an 8 on a scale. What it did was clarify for me where my strengths were, give me a chance to work on the areas of growth, and then set me on a path so that preaching growth can be so nebulous. It's like, what do I need to work on next? And when there's 10 things
Yeah.
you should work on, you often work on 0 of them. And so when you can identify 1 or 2 areas, so I do think that the growth for me has been from didactic to more narrative, moving from just trying to be clear, to be provocative at times or disruptive, or not just moralizing preaching with 3
Yeah.
points, but inviting people into a sermon. I'm nowhere near there yet, but I can see the path a little more clearly after this time.
Well, you can get your toe out of the sand. I've talked with Lucy. I know you're a good preacher, and 3 is way too low of a ranking, but that's
Okay,
very kind of you to put
fair.
it that way
Okay,
at all. But so I also, though, the fact that you've got more growth to do, I want you to know that that means you're not off the hook. We hope you'll keep showing up
absolutely.
for the webinars and all because people can attend those whether they're in the certificate program or not. So I hope we keep seeing you around a lot.
I plan to be around. I was thrilled to move into a role that was just down the road from Perkins, even though the certificate has been online and I could have been anywhere. Our proximity just I'm grateful to be in the orbit of a respected institution and to know that there are further opportunities for me to draw on as I continue my preaching growth.
Well, come on to campus and I'll take you to lunch.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Josh, for taking time for everybody. So just I'm hoping this question goes where I think it will. A final question: would you recommend this to
I would
other
ho-
preachers out there?
I'd heartily recommend this program to other preachers out there. It is, in the best sense of the word, a low stakes way to get into this. And I don't mean that it doesn't require investment or time, but it means the worst thing that happens is you try one morning of a seminar. And I suspect that after you try one, that you'll want to do a few more. And whether you're working toward a certificate or just want to take some of these workshops online in areas that are of interest to you, I do think that anyone who is trying to improve his or her preaching will find great benefit in this certificate or the programs that are part of it.
Well, again, thank you and congratulations, and we'll see you online again soon.
Thanks, Wes.
Bye bye.